Welcome to C News. We are thrilled to have you join us for this exciting journey as we bring you the latest and most captivating stories from around the world. From groundbreaking events like the International Games' spectacular opening ceremony to the latest in global entertainment, we are here to keep you informed and inspired. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on our exclusive coverage, in-depth analysis, and all the latest updates straight to your screen. We value your time, and we promise to bring you the most engaging and impactful stories. Thank you for choosing C News, your go-to source for everything that matters. Stay connected, stay informed. The evening had arrived, and the air was thick with anticipation as the grand opening ceremony for the International Games, IG, unfolded. The venue was a magnificent, sprawling arena that was decked out in every possible shade of gold and silver, catching the light of the setting sun as it painted the sky in a spectacular array of colors. Crowds from all corners of the globe were gathered, the buzz of excitement almost palpable. The tickets had sold out weeks in advance, a true testament to the global appeal of the event, and the moment was drawing near. As the audience settled into their seats, the atmosphere seemed to crackle with energy. It wasn't just about the games that would follow, it was about the beginning of something monumental. The opening speech, delivered by none other than Harry himself, was eagerly awaited. Harry, the well-respected and adored global ambassador for the IG, had become the face of the games. His words carried weight, his presence demanded attention. His journey to this moment had been nothing short of legendary, marked by his resilience, passion for unity, and commitment to the spirit of the games. For many, his speech would be the highlight of the evening. The lights dimmed, and the soft murmur of the crowd died down. Then, the spotlight hit the stage where Harry stood, his figure casting a long shadow across the platform. Dressed in a sharp, elegant suit that seemed to gleam under the stage lights, he looked every bit the figure of a leader. He stepped forward to the podium with grace, but as soon as he spoke, it was clear that he had more than just words to share. He had a vision. Tonight, we gather not just as spectators, but as participants in something greater than ourselves, Harry began, his voice resonating across the venue. This is more than just a competition. This is a celebration of humanity's shared dreams, our potential, and the power of coming together. The crowd went silent, hanging on every word. It wasn't the first time Harry had spoken of unity, but tonight, his words felt different. There was a fire in his voice, an intensity that swept through the audience. As he spoke of the trials and triumphs that had led to this moment, the highs and lows of the journey to the IG, a sense of collective pride filled the air. This is our chance, he continued, to break barriers, to show the world what we can achieve when we stand together, regardless of race, nationality, or background. The games are a symbol of human achievement, of resilience, of the spirit that can never be broken. The speech resonated deeply with everyone present. Each word seemed to strike a chord, reaching into the hearts of those who had long awaited this moment. It was a stirring call to action, a reminder of why the games were so important in a world that often felt fractured. But Harry's message didn't stop there. He spoke of the importance of fair play, the respect for each other's cultures, and the responsibility each of them had to carry the game's legacy forward. As he spoke, the crowd slowly began to rise to their feet. The applause started as a ripple, quiet at first, then growing in intensity as it spread. By the time Harry finished, the arena was filled with a roaring standing ovation, a sea of clapping hands and cheering voices. The moment was electric, charged with emotion, as the crowd acknowledged not just his speech, but the man who had brought them all together. Harry stood there, humbled by the response, his eyes glistening with the emotion of the moment. He nodded, his smile broadening, and held his hands out in gratitude. The applause seemed to go on forever, echoing through the arena and spilling out into the streets beyond. As the applause slowly began to die down, the lights dimmed again, signaling the next part of the evening's festivities. But the energy in the arena had shifted. There was a palpable sense of connection between everyone present, a shared understanding that this wasn't just the start of a sports event, but a movement, a revolution of spirit and solidarity. The music performances were next, and they carried the momentum of the opening speech forward. The stage was transformed into a dazzling spectacle of light, color, and sound. Musicians from all over the world took their places, each performance designed to reflect the diversity and unity that the games symbolized. The opening act was a mix of traditional and modern music, blending instruments from different cultures. A virtuoso violinist from Eastern Europe stood beside a percussionist from Africa, their music intertwining in a harmonious melody that sent shivers down the spines of those listening. The crowd swayed, Lost in the music, the collective heartbeat in sync with the rhythm. Then came the global pop sensation, whose chart-topping hits had captured the hearts of millions. The stadium erupted as the first notes of their anthem played, an unmistakable wave of energy surging through the crowd. Harry's speech had set the tone for unity, and the music was the vessel that carried that message. It didn't matter where you were from or what language you spoke, the music was universal. It spoke to the soul, transcending borders. As the night wore on, more performances followed, each one showcasing a different aspect of world culture. A flamenco dancer from Spain mesmerized the audience with her graceful yet fiery movements, while a group of hip-hop artists from the streets of New York brought a high-energy, urban edge to the evening. The arena pulsed with life, the crowd chanting and singing along to the beats that echoed through the venue. The performances weren't just about entertainment. They were a visual and auditory celebration of the diversity that made the games so special. They embodied the spirit of inclusivity that Harry had so eloquently spoken about. And as the final act approached, the energy in the stadium reached a fever pitch. The closing performance was a fusion of everything that had come before it. A massive orchestra, accompanied by an ensemble of dancers, filled the stage with an explosion of sound and color. As the music swelled, the stadium seemed to shake with the intensity of it. The audience was no longer just spectators, they were participants, part of something much larger than themselves. And as the last note rang out, the crowd stood once more, clapping and cheering, their voices rising in a final, thunderous wave of support. The opening ceremony had been a resounding success, not just because of the speeches and the performances, but because it had captured the essence of what the International Games were all about: unity, diversity, and the power of the human spirit. Harry's words had set the stage, and the music had carried the message forward. It was a night that would be remembered for years to come, not just for the performances or the speeches, but for the way it made everyone feel a part of something greater. As the lights came up and the crowd slowly began to exit, there was a shared sense of purpose among them. The games had only just begun, but they knew that they were witnessing something historic, something that would resonate far beyond the arena. They were united, not just by the event, but by a common vision, a vision that had been ignited by Harry's speech and fueled by the power of music. It was a new era, and the world was ready for it.